All right, Brian Romansky from SCMS Manager, thank you so much for sponsoring this Plugfest. We are at the beautiful facility in Ypsilanti, Michigan at the, what is it, historic Willow Run?
It
Is that what we're
is.
calling it? Okay.
Right.
Do we know why it's historic?
It's it was where the bombers were made, Ford
Yes.
made
Oh, I've
aircraft
seen
there,
Rosie the
right?
Riveter upstairs.
Exactly.
There's a museum. I've got to see that.
It's the workshop of democracy.
Yes. Well, I appreciate you sponsoring. The team appreciates it. We are so grateful. We've had a great week out here. I can hear everybody still bustling and kind of still testing,
Yep.
but also cleaning up
very
to
end,
fly
bitter
to,
end.
yeah, flying to all the ends of the earth.
Mm-hmm.
What drew SCMS Manager to sponsor this event?
So we were inspired by the work the federal DOT had done to do some TIM testing earlier in the year. They had focused on one application and found that while there's ample standards to define all the details of the messages, people actually interpreted some of those fields differently. And so it was very useful to get a bunch of vendors together to focus on one application.
Right.
Due to various budgeting issues, the federal government's had some trouble following up on that. We thought we'd help out. So we really wanted to help expand this event to be not just certification testing, as OmniAir has done for years, but to include a lot more application testing. So we figured we'll step up and sponsor and help more vendors do more application level testing.
Right. I know just from the buzz around the area throughout the week, everyone was very excited that you guys were here. You had a full team and staffing out, and that was amazing. What do you think, what or how can SCMS Manager help pave the way for deployment and to further that cause?
Yeah, so one of the things we've observed is that, as I mentioned, there's a lot of standards around V2X, no shortage of technical standards, really good work done by people trying to define all the ways you can send and receive V2X messages. And the standards orgs try to be very generic, meaning they don't want to specify how something should be done. They want to identify all the different ways that you can encode a message. That's great from a technical standpoint. It makes it hard for a deployer. If you're building a device or if you're deploying stuff, it doesn't really help you, especially if the standards are changing. If they change at different times, there's no one cycle as to when the standards get updated. So SCMS Manager, as the policy authority for V2X, we've identified a need for what we're calling release versions. So a collection of standards that we can point to say, here's a set of published standards that are enforced right now, and all the devices that we provide certificates to should follow this one set of standards. And we'll pick a date and time, and we'll say at this point we're going to switch to the next set of standards as they get published and normalized and adopted. This way, there's some stabilization in the industry. So as a DOT deploying a bunch of devices, or as an OEM looking to put vehicles on the road, you'll have some sense to say, okay, I know that the devices I encounter on the road are all going to follow the same set of standards. We're all going to change at the same time. So I can maybe put in my software a date and time to say, make the switch at this time happens. It provides a lot more stability rather than guessing. We've heard a lot of deployers, which standards are you following? Which ones are you following? Are you going to do the next one that's coming out next month? Or are you going to do the one that's coming out next year? So I think this will bring some sanity to that the process.
Well, I think that's the perfect partnership, because one of the key points and missions of OmniAir is bringing everyone together. That seems to really even further that cause, and it's a natural fit, really.
Yeah, I think that the release process can then help OmniAir say, look, you're certified to this version. You meet all the standards currently enforced, defined in this version, or the next version that's coming up in 6 months or something like that. So device vendors can go to OmniAir to get tested against all of those use cases.
Right. Okay. Well, it looks like we're going to beat the weather. It was glorious while we were here.
Yes.
Have a safe trip home. Before I let you go, though, you do chair one of our working groups. If you can just give a little spotlight on that.
I chair the cybersecurity working group at OmniAir. So we work together with other OmniAir members to define certification test cases and to address any questions that come up with the existing test cases related to cybersecurity.
Okay. Well, if you'd like to join Brian and his working group, it meets once a month. I believe on Tuesdays. I forget if it's the second or third Tuesday.
It's the second Tuesday.
Second Tuesday. Yeah. We've got so many working groups. I'm like, when does that one meet? Plus with Plugfest, I've scooched them all.
That's right.
So second Tuesday, let me know. You can reach out to me directly. Brian, again, thank you so much for coming. We appreciate you sponsoring. We hope to see you at the next event. We know we'll see you at the next event.
I'll be here.
So we'll see you then.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.